Hello everybody and welcome to KLHS. Today I'm here with Roman Accardi, the captain of the Scholar Bowl team. I'm going to ask him some pretty fantastic questions. Wonderful. Just to get you started off, would you give a brief description of Scholar Bowl to the audience here?
Absolutely. Scholar Bowl is a team competition where one answers questions based of various, trivia matters, such as science, math, history. Really any type of question can be asked, and then you buzz in and answer the question.
All right, and I also wanted to let everybody in the room know and congratulate you on the fact that you beat Liberty North really recently. Oh. Beat their butts in districts. So great job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You guys are the champions. Speaking of North, would you guys say that you have an arch rival?
Well, no. Scholar Bowl is a very congenial crew. We all the teams get along very well in within the activity. To some extent, we've gone against North a number of times and lost to them virtually every time. So there's a bit of a friendly rivalry there to a certain extent, or certainly they're a team that we play a lot and they're very, very good. So we definitely measure ourselves against them.
So what I'm hearing is that while you do indeed respect them, they are in fact your arch rival and your nemesis, and you will take them down at all costs.
I really, I don't know how you heard that, Jackson. I gotta be honest. But yep.
Yep. All right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No problem.
All right. I think this is the last just straight knowledge of Scholar Bowl for the audience and everybody at home.
Of course.
But are you guys looking to recruit? Grab any kids? Kids who know about sports who might be in the studio.
It's excellent that you mentioned that, Jackson. Just offhandedly, yes, yes, we are looking to recruit. Please join Scholar Bowl. It's a party and a half, and especially if you have knowledge about things like sports, which no one on the team knows about. That'd just be wonderful.
It is very shocking that an organization called Scholar Bowl
wouldn't know anything about sports. I know.
It's very interesting.
It's insane. I don't know how that works out. Yeah.
Just weird.
I was called down to the athletic office after Scholar Bowl districts, and I was like, wait, the athletic office? I've never been in there. And then I realized it was for Scholar Bowl, and I was like, this has got to be the least athletic reason anyone would ever be called down to the athletic office. But yeah.
No. Do they give you a medal and a hug or?
It was very, very nice. They give us this little bag. Congrats on winning districts. Good luck at sectionals. Which is really cool.
I heard they had some very lovely pom poms in those bags.
They did have lovely pom poms in those bags. I don't know why we don't have cheerleading teams for Scholar Bowl. It
would be lovely if they were at competitions.
It really would. It really would liven the whole event up. I feel.
Add some just loveliness to it.
Exactly.
When did you yourself first join Scholar Bowl?
I joined Scholar Bowl I believe in 8th grade. I was on the little Babby's Scholar Bowl team, with Ms. Bierman back when there was still a Liberty Junior High School, and it was really, really fun. And then I believe that year I actually went to state with the team because someone couldn't go, so I filled in there. And then I've been doing Scholar Bowl pretty steadily since then.
And when did you get your captainship?
Well, when I got to the high school in my sophomore year, there was kind of a void there. A lot of really good Scholar Bowl people had just graduated, so I was actually captain from my sophomore year, and I've been captain since then. Actually, Paul Ambrose was captain for a while, but then he dropped out of Scholar Bowl depressingly, and so then I became captain.
Would you say that you miss Paul?
Paul, you're missed, man.
We missed you, Paul.
Yeah.
Come back.
Please.
All right. So, I know that you're a smart guy all around.
Oh, thank you.
You are the Roman Accardi. But would you say that you have a specific expertise in Scholar Bowl?
Yeah. my main areas of focus are pre-colonial American history and really American history up till the year 1865. After that, my knowledge of American history kind of falls off. Also, math computation questions I can sometimes get, and any question in science involving Lewis acids and bases, I'm there. Everything else with science is not at all. But Lewis acids and bases, I've got down.
The acids and bases champ. Out of curiosity, just because we are in America for this competition, is there a lot more American trivia than one would think?
Actually, not as much as you'd think. There's a lot of geography at every competition, but I'd say there's a pretty even balance. You get questions about really everything in history, from ancient civilizations to modern world or American or country-specific history.
And I don't know, do you have, like, the guys, I know you have, it's 4-man team, correct?
Yeah, it's 4 people can be actively participating at any time. Yeah.
But who do you usually pair up with? Because I know American-specific knowledge, that's pretty darn specific.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, everyone has, certain areas of expertise, but we have kind of penumbra of focus that we can also focus on. But on our team, we've got Blake, who's a whiz at science and astrology, or not astronomy. Astrology is something very different. And just a bunch of people with a bunch of very specific focuses, but also general knowledge that can be used to answer a lot of these questions, and some just gaping holes in knowledge, especially sports. Sports. If anyone knows sports, join Scholar Bowl.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. If you know anything about sports
anything about sports.
I've heard that your shot in the dark question for sports is the Patriots.
We answer, regardless of the nature of the question, if it involves sports, we answer the Patriots to every single question. For example, at one point we got a series of 3 questions about a single hockey team, and we answered the Patriots to all of them. And we weren't right.
I think we're going to have to toss the commercial, but thank you very much, Roman. We'll be back right after these messages. It's like a 30-second commercial. Oh, I love margaritas.
With a Dominican and reasonable time. I like to cha-cha, hey. I like to cha-cha, hey. With a Dominican and reasonable time. Hey. I like to cha-cha, hey. I like to cha-cha, hey. With a I like to cha-cha in a Latin bar, yeah, with a Dominican and reasonable style.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys are lovely, very lovely. I was going to get back down to some of the very, very basic parts of Scholar Bowl. I was going to ask, how does the actual, because you're sitting in a room full of people who are all very, very competitive, and you want to answer the question, the person's reading it out, and they're like, who is Edgar Allan Poe? Very bad question, but it's something. It's something.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
There's these 8 people, and they're all super, super intense, and they're like, I know! Oh, I know who Edgar Allan Poe is! I know who he is! I know who he is! How do they decide who gets to go first?
Well, everyone has buzzer. People rarely do it. I know who it is. That rarely happens. You'll see it occasionally, but for the most part, you have buzzers. And as soon as you are able to guess the answer while they're reading the question or after they read the question, you hit the buzzer. And then you are buzzed in, and this little light thingy shines up in front of your place to indicate you were the one who buzzed in. And then they recognize you and say, Jackson. And then you explain who Edgar Allan Poe is.
He's a poet! He didn't even know it!
That's so true. They will respond, and then
I
they'll...
picked a question I didn't really know the answer to. He's a poet.
He was a poet. He composed poems.
He was an American poet, and I'm pretty sure the exact time frame you listed.
Yeah, I think he was, I don't actually know. I think he was late 1800s, late teen hundreds, as it were. But yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, quote the Raven, nevermore. That's like the one Edgar Allan Poe thing I know.
There we
Aside
go.
from the epic rap battle of history. But
Can
that's
we get some clapping from the studio audience?
thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing that connects youth these days more than Edgar Allan Poe.
I absolutely agree.
I digress so much.
Nonsense. I think this is right on topic.
So, is there ever some frustration you get? Because I know, like, when I was in Scholar Bowl, and that was, Babby days of 8th grade. But, like, there was one time I was really going nuts on the thing, but the people there really didn't care, and it was broken. And so I never got to answer any of the questions because I was like, this is broken. Do you ever, like, have anger in your heart that stems from the
buzzers? The buzzers are so much fun. I love buzzers. It's fantastic. But no, I know what you're saying. Sometimes the buzzers will break. Sometimes they never worked in the first place. At one time we ran up against this other team, and one of the guys, you have your buzzer, and normally you would hold it like this, like Bane does at that one part in The Dark Knight Rises. But no, he turned it upside down, and he would just bang it on the table every time he wanted to answer a question. And it broke, like, immediately. So that'll happen, and then you just replace the buzzer.
You're just like, who let this person into Scholar Bowl?
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of letting people into Scholar Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, if you know anything at all about sports.
Anything about sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you know the name of a baseball team.
Baseball team. We don't know any. We've never answered a baseball team.
They've always guessed the Patriots.
It's always, or players. Any players of any sports. We just answer the Patriots. Now we've got like, we're down with our esports. We've got professional League of Legends covered. We've gotten professional Dota 2 covered and everything. But we've never had a question about that. And it's really.
I was going to say, I feel like that's something they don't cover very much.
I know, it's insane. And then we get these questions about like all these sports ball games, and we never know the answer. It's always the Patriots to us.
Which, this brings me to my personal favorite question I have for you today. What is your favorite? And you can just go around if there are funny favorites, like from all of Scholar Bowl, your shot in the dark. And for the studio audience and everybody at home, a shot in the dark is like you get a question. And remember earlier I said the Edgar Allan Poe thing? Or like, if it's like, how do nuclear physics work? And you're just sitting in your chair like, what is this? I don't understand this. I was never going to understand this. And then you just scream out something dumb for the sake of doing that. That's what I would describe a shot in the dark as being. Or it can be, sometimes it's more reasonable of a guess.
Well, you're advised to take the question and interpret it. And so if it's about 18th century poets, say, if you know any 18th century poet, you're advised to pick one. Now, for the most part, I can't think that fast. So if it's just a question that I just have no idea, generally my answer is Smith. It's a good answer. It works for virtually everything. It has never been correct. I've never gotten Smith, and I must have guessed Smith about 100 times in my Scholar Bowl career, and it's never been correct. Now, granted, some of those were like to rivers, like what river runs through the Smith. Makes sense to me. But I have occasionally gotten shots in the dark correct. For example, at this most recent district tournament, it was asking about multiplying matrices. This one was adding matrices. And it was something that they described a matrix and then said, if you add this to the origin matrix, what integer is in the bottom left-hand corner of the matrix? Well, I don't know anything about matrices. I don't know. I call them matrices. Yeah, I have no idea what the origin matrix was. So I basically just guessed the number 2, and it was correct. And I was very proud of that because there are a lot of numbers.
Honestly, you should still feel proud of yourself because you knew what a matrix was before this conversation. I don't know about our lovely studio audience.
The movie The Matrix, it's nothing like that.
Matrix's studio audience? All right, that was silence, and I'm assuming that means that they have no clue what a matrix is either.
It's like I don't know either. I learned it in Algebra 2, and I've never used it since then. We used it once in stats, but it's
the broad applications of math, ladies and gentlemen. But now, I know you want to be a serious guy. You're a serious good guy, and I understand that. But can you give me some of the shots in the dark that aren't they're never going to be right, but they're still hilarious?
Well, the best one is the Patriots is a classic. Never once been right. We thought didn't the Patriots win some form of competition?
They won the
recently?
They won the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl. Didn't they at some point? At some point in the history of the United States, they've won the Super
let's say the
Bowl.
Patriots have occasionally been successful.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, despite this lovely Patriots talk, I believe we do have to go. Good night. And that would be where we go. Yeah, the end of the show.